Everybody, Jason Burmis here, and I've been gone the past couple of days. I know, I did a little video yesterday. By the way, more stuff age restricted. We'll get into that area again soon. Again, before your very, very eyes, mainstream narratives are not only becoming more and more in your face and authoritative, but the whispered history of the planet is being erased. The truth is being suppressed. And we're in a moment like no other because these talking points, as I said 3 days ago, I'm going to show you a post from my Twitter, when Fauci went on and said, hey, we're not going to lock anybody down again. That just is a complete lie. Instead, they will promote local mandates, as I show you in this, and now we know, local mandates in which they separate people. And we're going to play the disgusting de Blasio clip as well. All right, we're not even going to play the Fauci clip. I'm just going to show you what I wrote while he sat there with his little Faucian language. See, now it'll only be lockdowns for certain people, right? For certain people. Everything has been about controlling you. It has not been about helping you. Okay? We need to get that straight, and people do need to get that into their head immediately. Immediately. And there's going to be some parts of this video that obviously we are not going to be able to play on YouTube if we want to keep the channel. They want to throw me off this thing so bad. Again, I got just another string of age-restricted content. Just incredible. Age-restricted content, of course. All right? And it's like you can't talk about reality. You can't go to the documents anymore. It's not a thing. That's the next thing of suppression. Just erase, erase, erase. And there, I'll put it up on screen, but obviously you'll know why we can't talk about it when we get there. But right now, guys, you know the drill. Thumbs it up, subscribe, share. We need to reach as many people as possible. YouTube is sometimes that platform, but please Rockfin. Let's see where we're at. Have we hit the 30K yet today, guys? So you understand, they age restricted, not quite. They age restricted this throwback segment where I played a short amount of Barry Jennings' interview, the World Trade Center 7 survivor. There is no doubt he is a survivor of World Trade Center 7. Nobody challenges this. In fact, nobody really challenges what Barry says because it goes right in line with all the other evidence that I present in Fabled Enemies. Now, if you see the full interview uncut right there, it's all there, including uncut his interview on TV that day after being rescued from firefighters. So that is now not available on YouTube, the full interview uncut, but it is available over on Rockfin for free. That's a reason to make the free account. And if you want to support me, the premium account gets all the premium stuff. Every once in a while, we throw you like a little premium throwback of me and Jonesy talking it up, right? So, amongst other things. But you get everybody's premium content. Also, you can get a year for $100, knock 20 off it. And this is a platform that's empowering me through free speech. And listen, a lot of my Fabled Enemies stuff, one of the new things that got age restricted was a Fabled Enemies watch along, okay? So it's happening, guys, right in front of our faces. I just want to let everybody know that. We're going to play the de Blasio stuff, like I said, but before we get there, this is what I want to read. Okay, you see this? See this? First of all, let's bring it up a little bit bigger for everybody to see. Maybe I should just meow that. Oh, and there's the story we can't talk about. Doesn't matter, it's in the Jerusalem Post. No talkie about thatty on YouTube. I didn't write that story, by the way. I don't work for the Jerusalem Post. It's weird. So he says on the bottom, you're missing it. I don't think we're going to see lockdowns, but it says COVID's going to get worse, according to Anthony Fauci. Okay? Now let's read this. People who don't wear masks are encroaching on others' individual rights. Now, he's trying to say that human beings that want to live free and breathe are actually encroaching on the individual rights of citizens in the United States, and it is not Anthony Fauci and the people he works for in the predator class. They're not the ones encroaching on your freedoms. Jason Burmis, who doesn't wear a mask, is encroaching on your freedoms. By the way, I still live in Iowa. A lot of people aren't down with the Maskingtons and haven't been. And I just went to Limp Bizkit, big guy, you understand? And by the way, they're masking people, again, now that are fully double booped. The double. They got the double, you're masking. In fact, the CDC just said it. All right? So let's read this because I think it's extremely important because this is what I said. I'm not even sure when this post is. Let's see. What day is this post? August 1st. So yeah, like I said, 3 days ago. I said, make no mistake, despite what this war criminal says, and he is a war criminal. It's not just psychological warfare. Okay? We are being hit with psychological, economic, and biological warfare at the same time. It's really not even debated much even more that there's even a slight possibility that this did not originate in a lab somehow. So again, they're going to try to erase history. You watch things on biological warfare, right? And big pharma, they're going to start getting age restricted too. Don't worry. Age restrictions coming from a lot before full purge. That's what they want, okay? So let me just read this thing. Make no mistake, despite what this war criminal says, they intend to mask your children in school, which they've now announced, selectively lock you down, and again, he says they're not going to lock you down. What do you think the key to the city pass is for those that live in that city? It's exactly what it is. Okay? And begin instituting digital passports wherever they can under the guise of local, federal, and corporate mandates. 100%. And you're already seeing it, again, with stores like Walmart, companies like Google and Facebook, which we've covered. Okay? It's all here. The irony is that he deserves to be locked away for the rest of his life. 100% he does. 100% he does. You know, we called out Cuomo as a gangster, actor, okay, serial killer well before the media. And then when the media started to whisper that, they changed it to sex pest. Okay? I want to remind people of that. And, you know, people like Rand Paul need to go even harder to make this man known as somebody who did go to jail for his crimes against humanity. Okay? And basically be able to say whatever he wants. That needs to be legislated upon. Okay? And by the way, we got 62 likes. Can we get 100 for the truth? Okay? And this is it. But instead, he will devastate the lives of literally millions upon millions of people who think they are helping by parroting the talking points of a minion of the predator class as their entire lives are locked down. It's a sad irony, okay? It does not give me warm and fuzzies. It does not make me happy. It angers me on many levels, okay? I want to make that very clear. So here is Bill de Blasio telling you what they would like to bring to the entire planet along with a social credit score. Okay, along with real-time surveillance and automation and UBIs. And what they're calling a Great Reset agenda, but has really been a global agenda for some time, setting up this technopoly that is now right in our face.
Vaccination is the answer. We need these strong, clear mandates. And we've proven that even with outdoor entertainment, it makes sense. Our homecoming concerts are going to be amazing. But if you want to go to one of them, you have to be vaccinated. That's a requirement. Climbing this ladder is giving us more and more ability to fight back the Delta variant. By fighting the Delta variant, we will continue our recovery, and we will ultimately beat COVID. So today I announce a new approach, which we're calling the Key to NYC Pass. The key to New York City. When you hear those words, I want you to imagine the notion that because someone's vaccinated, they can do all the amazing things that are available in this city.
Think about this. Imagine a world where we control. It's an inversion of reality. No, actually, if you succumb to this, at any time they can tell you you can't do any of the things that you could do before because this didn't exist before. And it's for anything. And you know, you talk about now the admission that that they're really, you know, this transmission, and now it's always Delta variant, it'll be Lambda variant eventually or something else. It doesn't matter. It's invisible. It's the invisible enemy they need. Again and again and again for medical martial law tyranny.
This is a miraculous place, literally full of wonders. And if you're vaccinated, all that's going to open up to you. You'll have the key. You can open the door. But if you're unvaccinated, unfortunately, you will not be able to participate in many things. That's the point we're trying to get across. It's time for people to see vaccination as literally necessary to living a good and full and healthy life.
I mean, Bill de Blasio never got a medical degree. The idea that this guy can just dictate to you what you can do in what many believe to be the greatest city in the world. Forget about just the United States. Okay, the greatest city in the world. This is insanity. This is insane. But again, you had to know it was coming because Cuomo brought in his boys. Never forget that he brought in Bloomberg for the contact tracing that will never end and will be for multiple things. Never forget that he had good old Schmitty on. Yeah, good old Schmitty on. That's Eric Schmidt, because he was going to help build what? The smart cities. Never forget a lot of those empty buildings went to Bezos. Never forget he gave the education system to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So weird.
The key to NYC Pass will be a first-in-the-nation approach. It will require vaccination for workers and customers in indoor dining, in indoor fitness facilities, indoor entertainment facilities. This is going to be a requirement. The only way to patronize these establishments indoors will be if you're vaccinated, at least one dose. The same for folks in terms of work. They'll need at least one dose.
Now, there's the whole thing. You know, that also gives up their fraud. Like, oh, you're going to get to do everything, but we got to hit you again. And, you know, before all this stuff, right, they were telling you, 14 days after your second shot, that's when it's really here. Listen, all about control, implementing it into the city with 10 million people in it. Okay, well, that's with like the suburbs of Long Island and all those other things. But, you know, essentially all those people, the key to the city. You're not even talking about the upper echelon, the Dutchess, the Orange, the Rockland counties, right? And then their influence on the rest of the state via the state schools that are already down with all of this. If you don't think they're going to try to implement this in New York State next, and that what I said about the next Faucian wave of authoritarian talking points isn't true, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I mean, look at this guy. In fact, it doesn't really matter what happens to Cuomo, whether he leaves or not, as the gangster he is at all, because all the infrastructure is already in place, and they didn't go after him for the real crimes. You know, the murders.
This is crucial because we know that this will encourage a lot more vaccination. We've seen it already. We've seen the impact of the mandate we've put in place for city workers already starting to move people to vaccination. We've obviously seen the positive impact of incentive as well. The goal here is to convince everyone that this is the time. If we're going to stop the Delta variant, the time is now, and that means getting vaccinated right now. This new policy will be phased in over the coming weeks. So we've been working with the business community, getting input. We're going to do more over the next few weeks. The final details of the policy will be announced and implemented in the week of August 16th. So over the next couple of weeks, getting more feedback, finalizing the policy, publishing it, and beginning to implement it. We'll then spend most of a month educating people. going out to businesses, receiving calls from businesses, answering questions and concerns, making sure everyone understands the new approach.
Let me explain what he just really said. Explaining things to people. When the mafia comes in to your business, they explain to you that if they don't get a cut of your business, right? What happens? Oh, well, there could be fires here. This is called strong arming. And you notice that it doesn't start until September 13th. Shout out to Steve for pointing this out. They won't enforce this till after the 20th anniversary of 9/11 because they realize this is going to be buco bucks, and they want all those people to come in because this isn't really about a pandemic, even though like the talking points again are safe and effective, pandemic of the unvaccinated, stop the Delta variant, mask up. We're at slave points here, and they're going to try to institute this in the entire in the entire state. And some businesses will already have succumbed. So maybe some of the bigger ones, they're getting nice little kickbacks from the city, right? The PPP or whatever it was. What was it? PPE? I don't know. I didn't take any money from the state or the federal government over this because personally I'm disgusted. I don't want anything to do with anything they have to do. I don't want them to have any control over my life. I don't want to be indebted to them in any way. I don't want your UBI, Billy Boy. And they did it on the 13th, right? Because I think they're going to try to ease people in the rest of the state, because not only that state, but a lot of people that are going to be showing up are going to be from the East Coast. They're going to be from Jersey as well, where they want to extend this, okay? They're going to be from Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. All right, you understand? And then you're going to have all these grandstanding politicians talking about it too, on the fly. I mean, this is reality. Let's get the thumbs up. Let's continue to hear what authoritarian de Blasio has to say. And by the way, again, when we show you the other thing that we can't talk about here, we're going to move it over to the Rockfin uncensored. I'm going to let you know how I really feel about Billy Boy.
And then on September 13th, during that week, we'll begin inspections and enforcement.
Oh.
So we want to give businesses, big and small, a chance to get acclimated. We want to make adjustments based on their input. But this will move forward starting in the week of August 16th, and then full enforcement and inspection begins the week of September 13th, which is very pertinent because that's the first full week after Labor Day when we really expect a lot more activity in this city. Now, I'll tell you, we know those conversations with the business community are crucial. We've had a lot of them already. What we're hearing from so many folks in the business community is they understand it's time.
Bullshit. Like these people, again, I don't like to be talked to like a children. I'm not a child. This guy is a professional liar. He's a professional liar. That's what he does. He is a PR man for an agenda well outside of your health, okay?
But they need government to lead. That's going to help them to do what they need to do. Not everyone's going to agree with this. I understand that. But for so many people, this is going to be the life-saving act that we're putting a mandate in place. It's going to guarantee a much higher level of vaccination in this city, and that is the key to protecting people and the key to our recovery. That's why it's the key to NYC. The key to NYC Pass opens a lot of doors.
Remember when they said it was 2 weeks to slow the spread? Remember when they said it was to not overwhelm the hospitals, right? Remember it was when they said before we could get a test for the thing? Remember it was before they said that after the boop boops came out, after that was the thing, you wouldn't have to wear the mask anymore? Remember all those things they said? Like, what is going on?
And we need it. We'll be issuing a mayoral executive order and a health commissioner's order. Those are the legal tools necessary to implement this approach. And we know that this is what's going to turn the tide. And we also know that people are going to get a really clear message. If you want to participate in our society fully, you got to get vaccinated.
Think about that. A real clear message. We're going to tell you what you put in your body or you can't come. And this is the biggest thing we've been talking about for how long? Not since before the pandemic. Go watch my video Again, from 12 years ago. You know what? Let's go over to the Rockfin, just so everybody understands. I know it's free. It's going to be another reason because we're almost done with Bill, and then we're going to talk about that story. But I want people to understand that 12 years ago, I told you they were going to come knocking on your doors. And remember, Cuomo literally said they need to go knock on doors. They're giving people $100 to do it. There it is right there. Rockfin exclusive. Throwback to a decade ago. Oh, wait, no, that's a different one. Sorry. That is a different one. My fault. This is it. Over a decade ago, they drilled the same thing. In fact, I think it's on YouTube as well. I put that one on YouTube. Yeah, they drilled the same thing over a decade ago. You know, they didn't have their digital infrastructure and propaganda machine and fear box and a sheeple population. And I hate using that term, but you're so goddamn soft out there. You're so soft. And it's not my audience, I get it. There's a lot of good people out there. But when I see people of all ages just cowing down and bending the knee to this thing, soft isn't the word, especially if you got kids. If you didn't find a way to navigate this for your kids and you just slaved them right up, and you think that it's okay to teach them to live this way, wow.
You got to get vaccinated. It's time. All the answers, all the information's out there. You've seen over 160 million Americans get vaccinated safely. You've seen it make the difference. The only reason we're having the recovery is vaccination. So it's time. And this is going to send that message clearly. And the key to NYC Pass, this is an easy approach because to confirm vaccination, all you need is your vaccination card or the NYC COVID Safe app or the Excelsior app from the state. Any of those will do.
Oh, just a couple digital apps or your little card. Your papers, please, your digital passport. Oh, we love your... Oh, just have your digital passport. Oh, yeah. My God.
So it's simple. Just show it and you're in. Everyone this summer already has been amazing in the city and a lot more to come. This approach is going to make clear. You want to enjoy everything great in this summer of New York City? Go get vaccinated. It will do for you so many things. It will make your life better. It will make all our lives better. I want you to hear from folks who have been working so hard on the response to COVID and who care so deeply. I want you to hear what they think of this new, clear, strong approach, the key to NYC Pass. First of all, the former acting administrator for the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. He was also a former senior advisor to the Biden White House COVID response team. He is a powerful voice for expanding access to health care in this country.
I'm done. Guys, we didn't even get 200 thumbs over on YouTube, but the thing is that now we're going to talk about a place called Reality. All right? Because this is from August 2nd. And Jerusalem Post, I don't write for it. I'm not even going to read it. I can't read it because they'll censor me here for reading you this thing. But, since it doesn't have a word in it, let's just read the subheadline there that says double-blind study shows what? Oh, it shows what? Oh, huh. And right now, they're fast-tracking this stuff for the FDA. Not this. This isn't getting fast-tracked by the FDA at all. The FDA and the WHO say no. World government says no. Huh. They like digital passports. So, thumbs it up, subscribe, share. And if you do become a premium member over at Rockfin, endorse me. You get everybody. You won't be sad. You'll be very happy. And who knows if I'm going to have a channel, guys. I wake up every morning. There's more restrictions. I can barely say what I want. But the bottom line is we're done over here on YouTube. I will see you guys over on the flip side of Rockfin so we can read this article and you can find out the information that you should. Because, under $1 a day, I mean, and not devastating the... I think most people, if they had the option of everything just remaining normal and under $1 a day for if they wanted everything be okay, I wonder. Okay.